Mr. Machnich, what inspired you to write and film this script?
At first, I was going to do a film based on a short story given to me by Alejandro Jodorowsky. The story is every bit as bizarre as its author, of whom I am a great admirer, so I would have done my very best to turn it into a great film. The problem was the story had no ending, and after countless attempts to find one, I was forced, to my great regret, to move on to a project more in keeping with my own style. A horror story written by Nicola Lombardi, a friend of mine, who tells of how Santa Claus meets a young boy in the child's home. He gives him a present, and then Santa returns to his own chalet, and from there the story ends in much the same way as the film. There was a lot of humor in the story, except that while I was writing the screenplay, it began to seem too predictable. So in order to keep the audience guessing, I added the illegal adoption, made the child a little older, and replaced some of the humor with other plot twists. That also meant changing the original poster, which showed a large drop of blood dripping down the Christmas tree, with the child's face reflected in it, the way it is here too, and the shattered Christmas ornament on the new poster. Frankly, I don't like this one as much, though it did win a number of awards.
How does it feel to receive our award?
I think that when the artist creates from the heart and reaches the hearts of the audience, then that is all you can ask for. The film industry has to remember that it is not turning out mass-produced goods. Films have to do more than just make money. Sure, entertainment has always been a big part of the cinema, ever since Georges Méliès made a trip to the moon. Without entertainment, the cinema would die, but that should not be all it does.
What are your plans for the future?
I just contributed to a campaign to fund the latest full-length feature of the surrealist genius Jan Svankmajer, a film called Insects. And right now, I am working on a full-length horror film of my own, once again with children as the lead characters, much like The Eve, though there will be more of a social message. I am a long-time admirer of George Romero, whom I consider to be perhaps the greatest horror director of all time. I am not a fan of the violent freaks of America's desolate badlands, preferring the more philosophical, political monsters that lurk within our institutions. I find them much more frightening.